Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Atlantis. Let's have a look at to-do. Okay, production science. I think, tick that off. So we have high-tech sciences, production science, coal crude, blah, blah, blah. That can all go. High-tech science is the next thing on the to-do list. Uranium ore, acid production for nuclear. I'm going to add an item on. Fuel reprocessing is already on there. Coverex. Okay, so the next job is high-tech science. So before we do that, I would like to give you a quick tour of the finished Purple Science facility. So, it looks really pretty, doesn't it? If we zoom in, and can I set? Yeah, I've set the zoom manually to 0.2. So that's what the facility looks like when you zoom out. I really like that. It's almost worth screenshotting. So, just to recap, at the bottom down here, we have a build which is smelting steel, which then gets turned into rail. There's a little bit of iron to feed the rail build, not very much. And looking at it, I think we could probably prod mod this. Then there is a build for making electric furnaces. Again, this is all ratioed out. Should all be running. I think we have, I think this should all run. I've had to rework how all the ore inputs happen so that we have no mixed belts of ore, because you can't set the recipe on a furnace. So whatever it picks up is what it tends to continue doing. So for these blocks here where you're doing some iron and then some copper, I had to bring in two separate belts, do some belt weaving. It's all a bit of a mess. We will do better next time. Then this is the productivity module build. This has too many copper smelters and arguably too many iron smelters, or not enough, depending. What I need to do is take one prob mod out of each of these builds. So can I get back there? I'll have to do that another time. Let's add that as a to-do. Add a new task. Right. Remove one prob mod from the iron smelters in production modules. Fine. So we're doing some purple research, mainly things that we're really desperate for. Once they're done, I will queue up a bunch more things. What we're going to do today is start on high-tech science. Now, this is our build for it. Let's just double check. Okay, so we're slightly under for red circuits. Slightly under for low-density structures. And then I think we are slightly up on the science itself. Yeah, 97. So I've got a feeling this all balances out to being approximately right. The sulfur into sulfuric acid, we have way more sulfuric acid making capacity than we need, so it's we don't need to worry about missing the sulfur. We're half a machine, more than half a machine up on the plastic. So I think what we're going to do is start off by picking one of these builds and building it. What should we do? So we have 5 by 10 low density structure. Yeah. 5 by 10. We have 10 by 2 of the gold pots. So it sort of makes sense to go that way. we have 17 of these things. We could bump it up to 18 if that was useful. So that would give us another factor of 2 to play with. These ratio out at 7, which obviously means that the green circuits without modules would take you to 7. With modules here, I don't know if it goes up to 8, 9, 10, something like that. Okay, so I think we should pick one of these, design it, and unlike last time where we spent forever fiddling around getting all the individual builds going, we should test out one of these, see if it works. Right, so what I'd like to know is for this whole thing, it needs 1.75 transport belts of copper, 0.43 of plastic, 0.175 of steel for the entire build. Now, we can cut this in various ways. So we could do one row and have 5 of them. So that's less than half a belt of copper, 0.3 of steel. 0.3 of steel is still quite a lot of steel smelting. A full half steel smelter produces 0.2. Alright, so we could take it the other way. So this was 10. That is also 10. So if we look at 5, 0.175, 0.17. That's a more manageable thing. How else? So we could look at a half build. 0.087. Oh, I think I've got my numbers with the steel completely wrong. Okay, so it is 0.02 that comes from a full steel smelter, 0.01 from a half smelter. So we have a 0.87 and a 0.875. Factor of 10. So that would allow us to build twice the copper smelters that we have steel smelters. So that's a possibility. Okay. Okay, so I'm wondering if we can get away with 2 builds for this, basically. And I think the way to test that is to actually lay one down and set up some smelting. So we'll do what we've done before. I'm going to request some copper ore. I'm going to request some iron. I'm going to request some iron plates. Okay, and we'll see if this stuff comes in. In the meantime, let's start off with a row of 10 because I'll know I need 5 of this build. So there's other ways to slice it, but knowing I need 5 of these is a good place to start, I think. Okay. Notice I'm trying to keep myself in the orange. Right, let's get nice and close. Hopefully my bots will build this. Good. And remember we can... oh, I'm out of production modules. All right, let's request those as well. So remember we could turn this into, rather than a line of 10, we could do 5 and 5. Okay. And then how am I doing for electric furnaces? I am going to request some. Okay. I'm auto trashing those and that. Good. Right. furnaces. So we will need some copper. We will need some steel. Okay, let's put copper in the copper smelters so that their recipe is set. And how does that look? Okay, so we're still 2 under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10. Okay, I'm wondering if there's an option to do a direct insert here from the copper into low density structures. That would be an interesting build. Alright, I've got a feeling that the steel smelter is going to be essentially the same length. Right, the issue with priming steel smelters is that you have to put in at least 5 plates to get the recipe set. Alright. So I am 1 entire copper smelter up and I'm 6 steel smelters up. So I think we could possibly... Okay, let's see what it looks like with prop mods. Okay, so how is that? That is 1 down, which is sad, because I can't do a direct insert that way. Alright, so what if we take out... That's it. Right. So now what? That's slightly up. So if I do it as a line, that's more than half of the smelter for copper, for steel too much, which means that is a build. Okay. So... And then every iron smelter, sorry, every steel smelter needs an iron smelter. Okay, let's ratio that out. Right, what now if we put a prod mod into the steel? We are under for steel. Now we're over for steel, and we're over for the iron plates to feed the steel. That's under. And that, all those numbers are positive. Okay, so how do we build this? So if we had a pair of low density structures, right, then we could have something like that. Okay, then we've got the issue of how to deal with the steel. So, that has to be offset because we have to be able to feed them both. Then this requires an iron smelter. And the question is, how do I get the iron into steel? We don't have Bob's adjustable inserters, so I can't put an inserter here and feed it around a corner. We can make a little bit of room and have a little belt stub. Oh no, there's not enough room because we need that there. That would work. If this was the steel. And if... yeah, that's the only way it works. Get rid of that. Right. So... the issue here is feeding in the ore. I don't think I like that. Okay. So remember we've got basically a module of 5 of these. Right, so this is 5 by 10, which is 50. So a half build is 25. Which unfortunately is all full of, that's then 5s, 5s, 5s. Because I was considering having a build like this and then one like that, where that would be the iron smelter into the steel smelter in. And then this would go that way into a neighboring build. That would be arguing we need a pair of builds. And that would require it to be 25 long. Right, let's see what 25 looks like. So that's 10. That's 20. That's 25. So that's what a 25 element long build looks like. That looks really big. Okay, let's kill that off. Alright, so I want smaller things than that. So I think I want builds of 10. So that would be... I realise I haven't put belts in yet. Right, that's 2, 4, 6, and then we would delete out... say the bottom one. So that would be a build of 10. That doesn't look too bad. Alright, let's put all the modules back in. So we... would have one in there, one in there. Take all that away. Okay. So that's a unit of 10. I can fit a bunch of those around. All right, let's have a look at the... Right, this needs copper in. this needs an output. So, to make this nice and tight, you would do that. Good. Right, then we have issues with inserters, basically. Right, let's copy this to there. Copy this to Control Z to undo. That to there. And that to there. So that's the copper ore. Then these need to output. So I think instead of those, we're looking at this all needs to be offset because each no. Alright, so the people here who are numerate will have noticed each steel smelter needs to feed 2 low density structure builds. The way this is set up at the moment, it can only feed 1. Right, next try. Let's take all that away. Take all that away. And I'm full of stuff, apparently. Just tidy up a bit. All right, so let's cut that. There, that's better. All right, and then cut that again. Now I'm going to have to put in an extra belt somewhere. And I think I'd like to do it all here. All right. Okay, so that's the low density structure output. Do I want it to be spread like that? No, I think I want... Well, that's one option. The other option is to put it out on this side, which makes it closer... No, let's redo that. So I think I'm going to make this 10 long again, because I think we'll be able to support that. And we'll rethink this arrangement. All right. There we go. All right, so then I'm not happy with this yet. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, then these can be normal slow inserters. This here we can use the buffer box trick. Let's request a chest. Okay, and this can now take from an underground, which keeps the build all within a silhouette. Admittedly at the cost. Right, let's cut that. We can move it up one tile. And there we are. So that is our low density structure build. I'm pretty pleased with that. Okay, so we need 5 of these builds. But that is, as far as I can tell, what we need. It needs power poles, obviously. Let's delete that. And that is the first build. I'm pleased. We are going to leave today's episode there. I need to put in the buffer boxes, but other than that, we are good to go. It's then a game of packing 5 of those into a square, but this is obviously a single square design. The only thing we're missing is the plastic. Okay, we'll deal with that next time. Until then, thanks for watching. High-tech science is on the way. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.